Hi, my name is Katie Prejean McGrady. I am a speaker and author and the project manager of Ave Explores, an initiative of Ave Maria Press that takes a deep dive look at topics that are relevant to faithful everyday Catholics who want to go further into a specific idea or concept and really expand their understanding of the Catholic faith. We've been doing this project for the past year. We've tackled everything from Mary, the Blessed Mother, to mental health. We've unpacked and explored art and architecture in the life of the Church. We recently wrapped up a series on Catholic family life. And our next series on the saints, on the communion of saints, the holy men and women that we honor and revere and learn from in our faith. I'm so excited about this upcoming series, mainly because it's a series and it's a topic, and it's something that I think as Catholics, we have a lot of opportunity to teach other people about what we believe about the intercession of the saints, what we know to be true about their lives and the examples that they give us, how we can be friends with them, how we can grow closer to them. You know, I recently had a baby, Claire Ann McGrady. And a friend of ours was congratulating us, one of my husband's coworkers, and he said, well, where'd her name come from? And my husband said, oh, well, we named her after St. Clare of Assisi. And the coworker kind of looked at him and said, did you know her? His friend's not Catholic. My husband laughs and says, oh, well, no. I mean, my husband was very close to St. Francis of Assisi. That was his confirmation saint. I've been to St. Clare of Assisi's grave, but my husband explains, well, we don't know her in the sense of like we're related to her, but we know her and we're related to her in the sense that we're Catholic, in the sense that we're faithful, in the sense that we felt such a strong kinship and connection to Clare of Assisi, to her story, to her life, to her legacy, to what she did in her lifetime for the Church and for others, that we wanted to name our daughter after her. Same would go for our daughter Rose, who's named not just for my grandmother, but also for St. Rose of Lima. In fact, our daughter Rose was born 400 years to the day after St. Rose of Lima died. The day after St. Rose of Lima's feast day is celebrated, August 23rd, our Rose was born on August the 24th, and we feel this great closeness on those days with her patron saint because we kind of feel like she is part of the family, that we are friends with her. Just recently, my daughter asked if she could have her saint friends come over to dinner, and we were a little confused, and she ran off to her bedroom and came back with these two little saint dolls that she has of St. Rose of Lima and St. Clare of Assisi, and she set them up at the table, and we had pizza and with the saints. You know, I can talk so casually and even jokingly about Clare of Assisi and Rose of Lima because they really truly do feel like holy friends. And part of this new series, unpacking the saints and looking at the communion of saints from a uniquely Catholic perspective and really learning the stories of the saints and the journey to holiness, part of what we want to do is help you feel more comfortable and more familiar about getting to know the holy men and women in heaven. You know, that phrase, communion of saints, is often, it's quickly said, communion of saints, forgiveness of sins, resurrection of the body, life everlasting, amen. We say it at the tail end of the creed. But communion of saints, that concept of community, that concept of family, that concept of coming together and of being in relationship with people who have gone before us, people who have stories similar to our own, people who struggled, men and women who lived lives by definition of heroic virtue and loved Jesus, but who didn't just live cookie-cutter lives of Catholicism and perfect automatic holiness, but walked through fire and carried their cross and gave incredible witness to someone bigger than themselves. And this Ave Explores series, unpacking and looking at the saints, wants to tell not just the stories of holy men and women, but to help you understand and learn and figure out your own story of holiness. When we talk about St. Rose of Lima, what can I learn from my own life and teach my daughter? When we talk about John Paul II, when we unpack the story of St. Andrew Kim and his companions in their martyrdom, when we look at soon-to-be blessed Carlos, the young teenager who's about to be beatified by Pope Francis, a teenager who created a website for Eucharistic miracles, what examples can we learn from their lives? How can I apply it to my own journey and relationship with Jesus Christ? As always, our Ave Explores series is a multimedia experience. We have videos, we have Facebook Live conversations, podcasts, articles, social media posts, the chance to really engage with content that is created in such a way to help you not just learn this topic, but really take this topic, take this concept, take what we're exploring to heart and apply it to your lives. The communion of saints is not something to be just casually written off, but is in fact an opportunity to unpack and explore and to tell a story. To tell the story of the holy men and women throughout the history of our church, all the way back to when Jesus Christ walked this earth. To tell the story of these holy men and women who know Jesus, who gave their lives to Jesus, who walked through fire and who endured great troubles, but who kept their eyes fixed on Christ. And then we can ask ourselves, well, how can I do that too? There's so many amazing things that we're going to unpack and explore. We're going to go through the nuts and bolts of sanctity. What does it mean to make a saint in the church? What does the canonization process look like? How can we choose patron saints for our families and for our children? How can we talk to kids about pursuing sanctity? What about the saints that lived brokenness and really experienced great suffering? How can we express diversity within the church and really share the stories of saints from around the world, not just the ones that we know off the top of our heads? What does it mean to want to be holy? And how can the saints help me do that and pursue that? When this friend of my husband's asked us about Claire's name, and we got the chance to tell the story of St. Clare of Assisi and then St. Rose of Lima, it got me thinking about my own patroness, St. Therese of Lisieux. I was baptized on her feast day. It got me thinking about my confirmation saint, St. Cecilia, whom I chose back in high school because I played the violin. Got me thinking about all the saints that all these parishes are named after, all the saints that I have on my wall in my home, St. Josephine Bakhita, Blessed Augustus Tolton, all of the different holy men and women who have influenced my life. And it got me thinking about all of you who will sign up for this series and walk with us through this topic, and the holy men and women that you have relationships with, the holy men and women that are influencing and affecting your pursuit of holiness. You can sign up to get all of this awesome content about the communion of saints, this Ave Explores series on the saints. Sign up at avemariapress.com. Subscribe to the Ave Explores podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, and Spotify. Make sure you like the Ave Maria Press Facebook page so that you can find all of the live videos that we'll be doing. The series is starting in mid-October, and you're not going to want to miss it. Sign up and you'll get all these emails straight to your inbox, and we can journey through understanding holiness and the communion of saints together. If you can't tell, I'm really, really amped about this one. I'm excited about all of them, but I'm really excited about this one because I feel like we're taking a deep dive into our family tree as Catholics. We're looking at our family history and we're telling the story of the men and women who've gone before us and who can show us how to walk the path to holiness. So I hope you'll go over to avemariapress.com and sign up for this new Ave Explores series on the saints today. See you soon.